two of the most dangerous blitz players in the field in Hikaru and Magnus already. So when he looks at his future 5 opponents and he looks across the board, he's going to be very happy that they're not Magnus or Hikaru.
Hey, Magnus already played number 2.
There is Nembo and Rishuk to deal with. So I wouldn't count anything out. But anyway, here's the game. Has started. Leinier versus Magnus. Obviously the knight e7. Rui Lopez, that's a sign Magnus wants to win big.
Yeah, this is a line of play that Magnus used to like. He'd like to bring his knight early to e7 and g6, but he oftentimes combined it with d6 and bishop d7 first. Just the instant knight e7 to g6, that looks wrong, to put it bluntly, but okay. This position, how do we like it or not? Bishop c4, putting the bishop and preparing bishop e3 castles long.
It looks very, like, a little too good for white, in fact.
Doesn't it? Clean. Yeah. This queen on d4. We've spoken about the Scandinavian. Oops, excuse me. That was a slip, mouse slip. We've spoken about the Scandinavian gen, and when you don't get to play knight c6, the queen is actually looking pretty good.
Oh wait, queen b6 he has. Bishop c4, queen b6, I think is the point. So bishop e2, and the bishop on f8 is embarrassed. There we go. Look at that. Queen b6. Still, the point is to be able to play bishop to c5 and hit the f2 pawn, so you don't have easy tempi. Queen back to d3, and now you can put bishop to c5. I just paused there because I know knight a4 sometimes happens, but not in this position because of queen b4 check, which would force you to bring your knight back. So bishop c5, I guess he would castle with the threat of knight a4. Magnus would have to deal with that. Maybe he just plays bishop e7 and castles. Bishop e7 now is possible. He's played d6 instead, so not too ambitious. Bishop e7 castles, and he's saying, okay, if you chase my queen, I'm just going to draw back to the c7 square. You have some space, but my pieces will come out. And there we go, castles, bishop e7.
That's right. And by the way, Leinier is on a 2-game losing streak, so Magnus is definitely sensing blood in the water here.
Okay, well here I really want to play f4 very badly, so I would take time out to play
Leinier decided to play bishop e3 with the same idea of playing f4, but this does allow queen takes b2. Yeah, so what kind of psycho would think of that move?
Me? Just don't see that. a2, a3, I do have bishop f6. So
Right.
rook b1,
Rook b1 I can slice to a3 and knight b5 is never a move, right? Because
yeah, there's no
tricky.
well, I think
He took it. There he
He
goes.
did. He snacked.
I gotta tell you, I would be terrified to take this pawn myself. My main reasoning would be after rook b1, queen to a3, f4, the move you wanted to play as. And not saying that it's concrete as yet, but it just feels like you're giving up so many moves for the white initiative in this position, and that's what Leinier must have thought.
What
That
about bishop f6 there, though? Because
b3,
right, okay. Yeah.
right away.
now f4 right away. I was worried about bishop f6 now.
Yeah,
What does he see?
Well, he did. Well, Magnus instead played queen a3 to start.
Yeah, because there's actually an e5 idea as well. e5, f5 you have to be concerned about. Although I thought knight a4 would have shut that down. Queen to b, queen to a3. Now that does threaten bishop f6. So
But
he
now
plays
bishop d4. Bishop d4 now preventing bishop f6.
Yes. This is the kind of position I was worried about seeing if I'm black. And there's also a rook f3 later sighting. You can't play f5 yet because of knight e5. I think that's right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because if we could play knight d5 here, queen d3, knight e7 check, and win a piece, that would be amazing. But
Yep.
the move order isn't working. So if you play f5, knight e5, now you're attacking my queen, so no time for knight d5.
And bishop takes d5, pawn takes, and you connect the queen to the bishop on e7. So that's a very important point that the pieces are are connected as well. Plus, there's going to be a check on C5. So
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying. Exactly. So what about starting with something like G3 here, with the idea that you're running F5 and maybe we're running 95, or we're running F5 for multiple reasons.
So you know why you don't play Rook B1? I don't know why you don't play Rook B1. Like, why don't you just play?
Rook B1
free
makes
move.
sense too.
It's a free move, and I want to make look at some. I mean, I want to not look, but I want to make a rook lift. Is what I was going to say. A rook lift. Eventually, put the rook on D1 instead.
You don't want to win two bishops. I was thinking he was going to go 95, queen takes d3, take the bishop, and recapture with the pawn. Then you're pawn down because the pawns are really nice for white. Play rook d1 and e5. I don't know. Looks like an extra pawn.
By the way, I was thinking we were getting a little bit too much time to talk about these ideas for a Blitz game, and indeed, I was right. Leinier has sunk up a lot of time. Already a 2-minute lead for Magnus.
Yeah, that's just too much. He's playing so luxuriously. No wonder he's getting time pressure every single game. You don't have all day.
G3 wanted to play Jen a move or two ago is now on the board, but again, I'm thinking F5 and just kind of shut down F5 by white, and then where's the now? Be a little careful. There might be a H over back with
Yeah, so
Before Queen F3 is played.
I was a little worried, Yasser, about Bishop C4 check and a potential Queen G6 sacrifice. Although it seems to be a big two and Bishop C4 to guard the H3 square eventually. So, alright, I get your F5, yeah, this idea, and then I couldn't do it now, but I was thinking of playing Rook to D3 first in order to make that happen, to get this idea going. Just the tempo is a little bit off. What just happened? Over the train, Magnus just smacked the pawn on F4. Look at this. Very poorly played by Leinier, using all that time only to lose a second pawn. Well, he can only take on F4 and take on D6 with C2 is going to end as well. Does he have time? Now he's just desperately playing for a draw. Magnus cruise control this.
exactly. Queen takes F4, queen takes C3, rook takes E6, the bishop. Such a beautiful defender on the E6 square, though we know queen takes F7. Once that queen gets there, and he has played rook takes D6 at once. Magnus said, thank you very much. And I'm expecting bishop E6. And once that bishop gets powerfully placed here,
What about the A pawn?
yeah, I was about to say, just don't allow queen takes F7 and rook D8 mate. There is queen takes F7, unfortunately for Magnus, but you know what I mean. The knight can somehow get there, so we can play here. Knight
Yeah, nice
C3.
pattern though. Knight C3.
Queen C4 is easy.
Yeah, gotta
C4, knight
stay.
D5, bishop E6. A5 is also a move.
Because it prevents Queen F7 by moving down that gate there.
Exactly.
Multiple ways to
Knight. Now,
yeah.
now did he really need to swap that into here? Bishop E6 runs a puzzle rush tactic. Rook takes E6 and knight E7.
Exactly.
So I thought that if you just played bishop E6 a moment ago, you shut everything down. Later A2 will drop. You'll challenge on the D line. And now that you can't play bishop E6, it's a little bit awkward.
You're right, yes. What is the next move for black?
It's just
Maybe H6? But H6, I'm afraid of a sacrifice on that
rook
suit.
H6. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I want to touch anything over there. So E5 looks really dangerous.
I know. It's not.
E5 allows 97 and E5. Your rook on E8.
check downstairs.
So queen e1, queen takes e5.
Yeah.
Maybe
But it's-
check, and it's kind of just cute that we can try 97 check and rook
And
h6.
rook h6 is another idea. Threatening rook h7.
And threatening rook h7, yeah.
H6.
Explain it. Is that more something to snack on?
Well, now after rook takes h6, he takes h6. Where's the mate there? Knight just knight f6. And h5.
Yep.
Hey, rook
Why
h6.
not? He's taking it. He's just taking it. That is exactly right. You take knight f6 for queen. Yeah, queen h5. And how do you roll?
Just here.
He has to go to
So
he has to go to g7.
Okay, knight f6 check, king h8. I've got queen here, and I've got at least a perp on the board.
Maybe it's most you have? Because queen e1 is always annoying. So king g7 in that position. And Wesley's always drawn his game, by the way, against Marusha.
The rook takes h6. I don't think Magnus is going to take that rook. He's got to just come to e7 square, and he's played queen e1 check, which is okay. Rook d4 check, and Leinier saying, okay, king h1, and now he's taking the rook. Okay, so he centralizes queen first.
But now it's just a draw.
Yes.
Now you have to repeat.
Right.
Magnus allowed this sacrifice. You didn't see anything better, but rook takes h6. Then now it's just pure repetition. Leinier looking for something better. Why not? Because he has repetition anytime he wants. But I think it's time to count your lucky stars and accept the draw.
And it looks like there are two other key games that are also going to be draws. Wesley already drew against Marusha. It wasn't as quickly though. And Nakamura and Marusha throwing up queen f5 versus queen f5. It's total symmetry.
So likely to end, it looks like here. And yeah, well, that was really, really bizarre. Sorry, what